Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you can hear the sound of my kitty. Everyone likes my kitties. Everyone loves cats. So I should start with a calming sound of a purring cat. And the reason we're starting with calming sounds, this isn't the cat. Typically stops purring. The reason is that I know a lot of you are very annoyed with the last patch. So, Si, have you been keeping up with the last patch?
A little bit, and by the way, that really was a cat and not me making purring sounds.
It was. Literally, we were here about 10 seconds to start and the cat demanded attention. So, you don't say no to a cat. It's just a bad idea. So, so the main, well, I think, Si, have you read up on the main issue? We've got the main bug. You can ask me as if you're a random person on the street.
But I know the answer.
Well, pretend you don't.
But I want to demonstrate that I've been keeping up.
Okay, so...
Right, well, I think the main bug is that when someone invites you to their world and you accept it, the universe implodes. Is it close?
It's pretty close. Actually, you get an exception. So, do you know the workaround?
No, I don't.
Right. It's a very simple workaround. So if you are trying to join a friend, or if a friend is trying to join you and they cannot, you need to do what you used to have to do in version 1.0. Make sure your gamer zone is the same. So make sure you're both on Underground or Pro or whatever the game zones are called. I can't remember. So do that and make sure that they're the same. If you do that, you'll be able to join each other through the normal server browsing system. The idea is that there will be a patch this weekend. Yes, that quickly. And we will then be able to fix that one. So that's now fixed. It will roll out. So one other question we've got, and I will do this while we jabber, is people keep asking about the workshop. So for the rest of this footage will be workshop tutorial. So, but I won't talk about that because it's really quite advanced. I'll also show you a little bit of the diggers because I don't think people are still using the diggers correctly. So I will now find my workshop. So just so you know, here's my spawn. I will find my workshop. I don't know where my workshop, I do roughly, but I will locate it using the power of diggers because I like
How
diggers.
are people using the diggers wrongly?
Well, first of all, if the diggers go into your workshop, they'll kind of munch your workshop. So don't do that. I've also had a lot of people telling me, oh, it's quicker to do it by hand, which, as you can see, is quite clearly not true. The diggers are ever so fast, but you do need to use them, like in parallel. You've got to use lots and lots of diggers rather than just using one and say, oh, it's a bit slow.
Some people sadly don't even know where the workshop is.
Yes, I'm looking for the workshop. It's here somewhere.
Also, if you do happen to destroy your workshop, for example, by blowing it up with TNT, it is not the end of the world.
Diggers through it.
It's not the end of the world.
Really, Si? Is there a solution to having blown your workshop up partly?
Yeah, it's kind of a workaround. The game will recreate it for you if you... Wait, I know this. If you remove all of the workshop reinforced wood blocks using TNT or fill air, then quit the title, then go back in, the game will ask if you want to replace it.
That's correct.
Off the top of my head.
It didn't sound like you were reading it at all. So, as you can see, there are a number of ways to dig your way into the workshop, including the fabled TNT. What's that I see? Is that some sort of entrance, perhaps? You watch, it won't be the entrance now. No, it's not the entrance, it's just me blowing it up in. That's the hole the diggers made. So, right now, it's leaving me a little bit keen to blow holes into your workshop, but there we go. So I will make a hole out of the workshop now to show you roughly where the workshop is. If you've not been on the forums, I do recommend you check out forums.fortresscraft.com. There's an awful lot of information about the bugs. So we've done a huge amount of work in these few days, way more than I can go over. I mean, there's been about 40, 50, 60 bugs fixed. And, you know, there's lots of little fixes, lots of improvements, and only one new feature, which we'll go over in a bit. So here you go. There's my spawn. Down here is my workshop. So you say, so we pretend I didn't see that. So you go in, and you'll have lots of blue blocks. So you go into your workshop. My workshop is empty. Let's build something. What should we build, Si?
a camel.
Really? You want me to build a... Okay.
I want you to build a camel. You've got yellow canvas, that'll do.
I can't
Well, 4 legs and the neck. That's basically it.
I was going to build 2D... No. This is not going to look like a camel.
It already looks like a camel.
So when you're in your workshop, you build your thing, whatever your thing might be. I would like to say, whenever we finish with this, there are much better tutorials. You just search for like Fortress Craft Workshop tutorial. There you go. There's a camel. Jeff Minter would have been proud.
Yeah, very much.
So cool. I've made a camel. Now, if you've got a keyboard, you should do this.
It's a camel cocking its leg.
No, that's its tail.
I know.
Okay, so what you'll have done, you'll have built your camel, and you wander out your workshop, find somewhere that hasn't been too vandalised, bring up your thing, and there you can see.
Nottingham.
And it's called camel, and you can place your camel down all willy-nilly.
They look awesome.
Yeah.
Just
so,
like everything.
One point that, okay, lots of you have probably seen the workshop going, I know. One thing I didn't know, and probably should have, you'll notice that the workshop, one of the edges is different to the others. All black, all black, all black, brown. That is the front of the workshop. So I've just built this camel on the left of the workshop. So it'll be a little difficult to do anything with it. So you'll notice I place it down and it placed sideways. That's because I built it sideways, which I'd love to say I did on purpose, but actually was because I forgot. So there you go. That's the workshop. Then if you want to go in, you want to edit something else, you bring up your panel. So we'll go back in so you can see it happen. Comes back to there's the camel. So then you pick up one of your other things. We pick up a pole, and it'll switch to the pole or the radar, whatever. And that's basically the workshop. That's how it works. Once you've filled up all of these panes, it will then unlock a new pane. It'll unlock up to 8 panes. For the lovely person who thought that that I have selected was a water block, you are a very special person. It is not the water block. The water block has the word water on it.
What is that thing?
It's a sort of a blueprint. It's like a matrixy block on a blueprint.
No, not that. The thing that was in the workshop.
The camel.
No.
The pole.
No, after that.
The radar.
Is that shiny? Yeah.
Should we do the thing now? Shall I show you the new thing? It is a radar. Let me show you the radar. Radars are cool. A radar's cool. Do you like my radar?
I feel like I've been manipulated.
A little bit. Do you like my radar?
Yes, I like your radar.
Would anything improve that radar?
Sound? It rotating?
New feature for 1099. This is basically assuming that I don't break it and it makes it in. Is if you call your object rotate, it will rotate. If you have any suggestions for other actions that you'd like to have on an object, please let me know. This does mean, yes, I'm well aware, that means you'll end up with a whole bunch of objects all called rotate. I might change it to like rotate CW and rotate CCW, so you can have clockwise and counterclockwise objects, but you should be able to build cogs. Oops, I meant to make the key spin as well. I'll make that one spin. So yeah, you can now animate your objects. This is really, it's a very rudimentary thing, because the idea will be that we'll have more complicated ones in the future. So you can say jiggle or bounce or cast shadows, things like that. So, and it won't be using the workshops. Again, as ever, as you are well aware, we start off by using keyboard commands. So this means just a few people get it, and we get it right, and then we'll get a proper interface. So
they need to be properties, really, don't they?
Yeah. So you want like, shadow. Does it reflect? Does it emit light? So people have been using the workshop objects a lot, and I mean an awful lot. So we want to help people use them better. I'd just like to say to Butcher Boy Toma, if you're watching, I hope it was worth the wait, and I hope you didn't make a mess of your pants like you were afraid you were going to. Yeah. And that's pretty much it for me. So the new patch will be out, all the bugs will be fixed, all of them, and you've got one new feature. But there really have been an awful lot of bug fixes, like really, really, really huge amounts. But overall, the last patch went very well. I mean, there was a huge amount in it, tons of stuff, and only one major bug, and that's pretty good. And yeah, anything from you, Si?
Well, I said I'd refer to some of the stuff written in the forums by you. Flickering radial menu, presumably that's fixed.
No, it's not actually. That's one of the ones. That's quite a minor one. I'll show you that one, or I might be able to. If you do, oh. Well, it's like if you pause it. Well, it basically just means that when you pause it, the menu just goes just animates around. It's not really a major one though. It's on the list. It's just not been done.
Pressing Y whilst in hunt mode gives you accidentally the whole Xbox.
That's now fixed. Oh, for anyone who's watching, by the way, don't tell me you got a code for or we accidentally the Xbox. That doesn't mean anything. Hit details and tell me about that one. If you just say I accidentally the whole Xbox, it's a bit like going to a mechanic and saying something wrong with my car. So always hit details and tell me about the details page. And I know nobody will do this, but it'd be lovely if you went onto the forum first and checked whether anybody else had told me. So far, with the friends join bug, we've had about 500 emails about this. So I know. Please stop telling me. I know.
Do you know what I find odd?
No. Tell me.
Numbers that when
Numbers
divided by 2.
Not numbers that aren't divisible by 2. Very, very good.
Okay. That would have been awesome if my brain didn't switch off halfway through.
Do you know what's odd? Half my shoes.
Yeah, that would have been a really funny joke, except I decided to have a stroke as I was saying it.
Ew, right, not while we're recording. Come on now.
That's how I cleaned up. Right, let me just refer to things that you have fixed. Optimized server map, what does that mean?
Oh man, don't make me tell everyone. Fine. You see in the middle of the screen, you get the little...
Oh, I know this one as well.
The little tiny indicator.
You rendered something 8,000 times, didn't you?
Yeah, so that little tiny indicator that represents me, I was accidentally rendering 8,000 times. Oops. One thing I can't show you, but is actually rather cool in the next one. So, along the bottom of the screen there, you'll notice there's a bunch of red dots. That represents the server load. So that shows how much of a queue there is for clients. So it's kind of dependent on your internet speed. But if you're running the game and that bar starts to fill up, reduce the number of players in your world. Or, you know, on the headset say, sorry guys, the server's a bit lagged. I found in tests that 8 players can easily use up my whole internet, which is about 100k a second upload. It's about 800 kilobit. So that should help people judge whether or not the game's just crashed. I think it was just being slow. Thank you, Windows. That'll help people judge whether or not the you can get more players into your server rather than just the current guesswork. So give me a little bit of tools back there.
Spleef and hunt modes now reliably selectable and immediately available to servers on collection of relic.
Yeah, none of that worked properly. It only sort of works sometimes. So these options here, they just didn't appear. Now fixed. Now it works great.
No longer possible to get illegal votes. Presumably that's to address people cheating.
No, not directly. There is a glitch that means that sometimes, and only sometimes, you vote for a world, and then you accidentally get like 7 billion votes in your own world. That's now been fixed. Sorry about that. Okay. In the next patch, and I don't care how much anybody complains, in the next patch, if the game detects that you have votes you shouldn't have, it will remove your votes. It will also remove any server awards you earned. There's no possible issue with this doing it in a way that it shouldn't have. It will only remove stuff that you weren't supposed to have.
Okay. Let's see. Disallow old clients. I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah. So people on one. So we did have a bit of an issue with people on 1.04 clients joining in 1.09 games, which it obviously doesn't like at all. That's now fixed, and you can no longer do that. Let's try that, guys.
Check. Voting cap check.
That's related to the cheating, so that makes sure that you don't get more votes than you're allowed.
Okay. Weapons verification. Avoid any unknown code path.
Yeah. So
explain that one.
Yeah, it turned out that it's possible to enter someone's game, turn on spleef mode, but only locally, meaning you can edit other people's worlds. That's now fixed. Honestly, I will say as well, this is my game. All right, I do have absolute dominion, and if you are actually going out there and really pissing off and griefing lots of people, I can ban you. I will ban you. I've already banned one guy. I'm not going to mention his name. I won't give him the satisfaction. But he's been going around threatening to wipe people's worlds unless they send him Microsoft points. He's been saying that he's good friends with me and he's a member of the team and he can wipe people's worlds or undo their patches and all sorts of things. So, yeah, he's now banned from the forums. He's now banned from the game. And I'm 99% sure he's on his way to an Xbox ban. So please try and be nice. You know, I know that you're hidden away in your bedroom or your front room, but try and be a nice person. I think it's important.
Try and be virtuous. We don't want people like that actually having the game.
That'll teach you.
Set name now shows current name, and set max players now echoes back setting. Well, those UI tweaks, aren't they? Just to
yes, a little bit
make the
more
console. They're for the console, I take it, then.
Yes.
Right. Added help on flooded worlds. Can you show us that?
Added help on flooded. Yes, I can. It's not very exciting, but I can. So yeah, I need help. If you need help, there's the first place to go. So yeah, there's actually a whole bunch of help in the game, and that's one of the options. Is telling you about what happens if I flooded my world, because I thought it was obvious. Apparently not, but lots and lots of people don't seem to understand. Water isn't permanent. There's no permanent water in the game. Simply delete the water spawners, which look like water fountains, and the water will reset automatically.
Okay. Compass now the correct size.
This isn't my fault. I'd like to point that one out. Andy modelled the compass to be about 100 meters on each side, and I did kind of fix it, but not as well as I should have. So what happened is the compass in your hand was the right size. In a third person, it was the right size. There you go. Clues on water fountains there, guys. And if you somebody had earned the compass, it's enormous. Absolutely huge. So that's now fixed.
Profile changing container fail.
Yeah. So there's been a bug in probably in 1.04. One of the peer review criteria is that the game must cope smoothly with changing your profile. It doesn't. Don't even think about turning it on. It will probably twat your world. This is an example of one of those peer review fails that, you know, it would have failed as peer review, but no one has ever done it. Like, literally, I don't know anyone who's ever changed profiles whilst playing the game. So, you know, it's one of those things that to obey the Microsoft restrictions, we've got to do it.
Okay, a few more RB/LB tooltips.
Yeah, it still gave you old controls in the.
Right. Outdated instructions.
Basically, 'cause I'm not very good at English or anything.
Updated node load fail to a more helpful error.
Yeah, so it used to just go load failed, which is a really terrible error message. So it now says exactly why it failed and gives you some better hints on that.
Fixed banhammer normal move speed.
Yes, thanks to Mythius for this one. He noticed that when you turn the banhammer on, if there's nowhere in the world, you move at half the normal speed.
If there's no what in the world?
If there's no other players in the world, the banhammer doesn't give the speed boost, so it moved at half the speed.
That's interesting. How did that bug happen?
Because I forgot your normal speed is 4, not 1. I meant to double your speed, but in fact I halved it.
How is it relative to the number of people in the world?
So the banhammer, when you have the banhammer, if there are multiple people in your world, the banhammer is very fast. It's faster than the speed boots. So obviously you can catch people up and kick them from your world. If there's no one in your world, I didn't want to make the speed boots trivial.
Right.
So the idea is that it takes that away from you.
Gotcha.
Where's the fourth angle?
I see. diggers no longer go in random directions?
Yeah, if you spammed the diggers, they they went random directions. That's now fixed. That was my fault. I can't blame Andy on that one, much as I'd like to.
Hunters can no longer see dead people. It's a bit sinister.
When you kill someone in hunt mode, you're not supposed to be able to see the people. Then turn into like a camera and they can run around and do their things, but that can no longer be seen.
And ray gun now makes a nice click. Can you show us that?
No, because I mute the sound before I do these, so no.
Yep, fair enough.
But it does. It just goes.
Okay, and default to no when resetting world. Well, that's just sensible.
Yeah, but it's clicking there. There. It sounds exactly like an Xbox trigger.
Wow, incredibly so.
I know, it's amazing. It's as if I'm an audio engineer. Although, having said that, I've just spotted a bug. I don't know if you can see that. I think I might fix that after this video. Well, no.
Where's that coming from? Like some origin?
I think it's firing from me to the origin.
Yeah.
Wow, I'll fix that one. So yeah, should be a patch up this week, assuming we pass peer review. And as ever, I will say this here, when we go into peer review, it takes between 2 and 30 days to pass peer review. And if we fail, we fail. That's how it goes. I will do everything I can to make sure we don't fail. We have added only the most minimal amount of new things into the game. So the chances of us failing are quite small. But overall, should, all things willing, have a patch out by this time next week. And that will fix all of the issues and hopefully not introduce too many new issues.
Are those lots of face me's that are pointing at your XY position?
What the objects I'm making?
No, the grass.
Yes, sort of. Yes. Yeah, you can see the grass. I'm like the king of the grass. So if you look down,
it's
a trick from down here. It works fine. If you
or above it.
Yeah, if you look down though, no grass. But if you go up in the air, that's how they work. It's a very clever render trick. But it doesn't. It works perfectly well with the jetpack on. So from this angle, you can't tell the grass is sort of staring at you rather
This is a very clever render trick, isn't it? Wolfenstein 3D.
No.
No?
No.
What's the difference?
Because this is only facing along 2 axes, not 3.
Yeah, they don't actually point up at you.
No, they used to, and that was weird. They also just stared at you as you walked past.
Yeah.
But it works quite well.
You know what works better is when you have a second plane crossing it and perpendicular, doesn't it?
Yeah. To be honest, I've thought about improving the grass, but I mean, there are a few other voxel games on the Xbox at the minute. I noticed none of those have any grass, so when they catch up, maybe I'll do one step better.
Yeah, well, Minecraft's going to have it. Minecraft for Xbox is going to have it.
Well, no, it quite amused me. After I made a big song and dance about my grass, Minecraft added grass. I did have to laugh at that. And then I said, I've got a map, and then Minecraft added a map. And then I added multiple light sources, and apparently Minecraft's adding multiple light sources. Beginning to get a bit suspicious here, you know.
Are you working for Mojang without realising it?
Maybe I am. Maybe they're
just like... their lead designer.
It's like, hey, that's a good idea. Let's put grass in our game.
Mojang, start your photocopier. Yes, there you go. Oh, by the way, I quit my job in the helium balloon factory.
I'm glad to hear it.
I don't like being spoken to in that tone of voice.
Thank you all for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the patch. If you have any ideas that you would like for the custom blocks to be based on name, so this is prior to the proper block editor, let me know, and I will see if there are good ideas or terrible ideas. Be aware, I'm not putting anything risky in this patch, because it's just simply too short a patch to do that. But yeah, leave a comment.
Rate, comment, subscribe. Please go to Twitter and follow Izzard, because that's me, and I could really use some more followers.
Yeah, do what he says. Do I have to?
Yeah, you don't, do you, actually?
No, I don't follow anyone. I follow... So, I don't have time. I don't have time to read it. So,
fair enough.
But yeah, follow him because he's funny and I'm not, basically. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Enjoy the spinny objects, guys. Bye bye.